Hello guys and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. Today we are returning with Game Week 22 and it is a midweek fixture, so we're going to rattle through these pretty quickly. Kicking off on Tuesday night with Nottingham Forest against Arsenal, where surprisingly I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Forest are pretty decent at home. I did these predictions forgetting that they have so many players at AFCON, so in hindsight I think Arsenal probably will win it, but I'm hoping that Nottingham Forest can pull it out of the bag for us. Then as we head into game 2, Fulham against Everton, I've gone for Fulham to win by 2-1. The Cottagers have been playing pretty well recently despite having a tough run of fixtures. They are now out of both cups, so they have just got their focus returning back onto the league, and I think under the lights at the Cottage they'll win this one by 2-1. Game 3, another pretty tight game between Luton and Brighton. Luton have been they've been playing well in most of their games this season. They've narrowly lost most of them, of course, struggling down at the bottom, but most of their performances have been pretty decent. Brighton, on the other hand, very hit or miss, not great away from home, but I have gone for them to win by 2-1 just because they've been free scoring as of late. But I think there's every chance that Luton could snatch at least a point, if not all three, from that game. Then game 4, massive game down at the bottom between Crystal Palace and Sheffield United. Palace will be one of those teams looking over their shoulders at the bottom 3. And for Sheffield United, well, it's sort of now or never. They need to kickstart their season really and start picking up some wins. I've gone for Palace to win by just a 1-0, as I do think there is quite a big gulf in quality between the two sides. Sheffield United obviously newly promoted this year, Palace a lot more experience in the top flight, so I've gone for them to win by 1-0. The final game of Tuesday night, one that I'm really looking forward to watching, is Aston Villa hosting Newcastle at Villa Park, where of course they've had this brilliant record this whole season. I have gone for them to win again, with Newcastle's away form being one of the worst in the league, but Newcastle have picked it up over the last couple of matches, so I think it'll be a tight one. I've gone for Villa to win by 2-0, but again, in hindsight, I think both teams might score. Then as we head into Wednesday, we've got 3 fixtures. Firstly, Manchester City hosting Vincent Kompany's Burnley side. Kompany heading back to Manchester. I think for the second time. They played them in the Cup, didn't they, last season? So returning for the first time in the league. I've gone for City to win it pretty comfortably by 3-0. City haven't really put 4, 5, 6 past anyone this season. I think they beat Bournemouth by 5 or 6, but they've not done it as regularly as they would in a normal season, as much as they have done over the last couple of years. So I've gone for a 3-0 victory. I think there might be a couple of 4s and 5s when the full fixture is released. Game 7 sees Tottenham at home to Brentford, where I've gone for a 2-0 victory for Spurs. Brentford do have a very good record, or they did last year, against the top 6 sides. They've obviously got Ivan Toney back, so there's every chance that they will be competitive. But I think with Tottenham's record this season, especially at home, I've gone for them to win once again. And then finally on Wednesday, the big one, Liverpool hosting Chelsea at Anfield. I'm very apprehensive about this game as a Chelsea fan. We've got an okay record at Anfield over the years, and we have done well against the big teams this season, but most of those results have come at home. So I've gone for Liverpool just to edge it out by 2-1. And then heading into Thursday, we've got 2 games to close out the fixture, kicking off with West Ham against Bournemouth, which I think will be quite an interesting game on Thursday night. I've gone for a 1-1 draw, as I do think the sides are quite evenly matched. Bournemouth have been playing some very, very good stuff recently, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went there and managed to nick all 3 points, with West Ham having a couple of players out injured. Kudus still at Africa Cup of Nations, but I have settled for a 1-1 draw. And then the final game of the fixture, I have thrown another bit of a curveball as Wolves host Manchester United, where I've gone for Wolves to win by 2-1. United not very good on the road, and Wolves having a pretty decent record against the traditional top 6 over the last year or so. I don't think Man United are that good. They got through Newport in the Cup, but they were 2-0 up and threw away a 2-goal lead, were pegged back to 2 apiece. Ended up winning in the end, but I think Wolves might have their number. I've gone for a 2-1 victory. And our joker game this week, I don't think it will come as a surprise, as most people will have this as their joker. It is Manchester City against Burnley, where, as I say, we've gone for a 3-0 victory. I think most people will have City Burnley as their joker this week. It's just a matter of how many City get. So heading over to the predictions website now, I think I did show this in a recent cup video, so I'm not going to spend too long on this. We're still in third place at the moment. We've got a couple of points gap between my dad just below me in fourth place, 1 point off second, and then there's quite a big gap to the guy at the top who has been leading the way for quite a while now, but I'm pretty happy with where we are, and there's a bit of a gap down to ninth, so I'm hoping that we are able to just start to pull away. Again, I did show this in a recent episode, so here's a quick breakdown of the fixture. We did get 8 points from the 10 games played, and here's a full breakdown of exactly how we picked up those points. The Friday night game between Burnley and Luton, that late Luton equaliser, was very important for us, picking us up 3 points. But guys, that is where we will leave it for today. Quite a quick one, as like I say, I'm recording in midweek and I've got loads of stuff on. So back to Premier League predictions with a midweek fixture. We'll be back again at the weekend for fixture 23, and I'm hoping we're going to be in a good position. I'll catch you in the next episode very soon, and peace.